This is a pretty good example to the question if a preventative fungicide works. This is a yard I treat right here. And we're getting ready to cross the line into the neighbor's yard. And you can see this is mine. You can see the line right there is where we're going in the neighbor's yard. This is brown patch. This is pretty classic brown patch. So that's Bermuda growing in the middle of a brown patch in Fescue. But when you've got stuff that looks like that, that's brown patch. Going on today, guys? It's Father's Day this morning. Get out, try to get a little mowing in, and start this. The time clock has ran around. It's time to spray fungicides again. I went out and surveyed a little stuff as I was getting around last week. If I'd passed by one of the fescue yards or one of them I was mowing, to look at it and see where it was at. All of them look really good. I'm not seeing any signs of brown patch in them. You saw the video I put at the beginning of the one right next door that was not one of my lawns that wasn't treated, and it was ate up. So you know, the preventative program pays off. But it's super wet today. I don't really know how much I'm gonna get done, and it's foggy and cloudy and misty and all that, but I want to get this stuff knocked on out this morning so I can go home and cook a big steak. All right, so I mean, I don't really know what kind of point to this video I got, but I feel like I got to put one out that's not sideways. It's disappointing, but anyway, I'm gonna start. I guess I'll start edging, since you know I don't have to put a machine on the grass for that, and see if it dries out any. Hang around for, you know, the excitement and all. There's a fungus among us. All right, I'm gonna attempt to mow this wet grass. Probably not the greatest idea. I got some broadleaf in it, kind of popped out after all this rain. That's buttonweed. There's quite a bit of it right in this little section right here. I had planned on going out with Shore Power on this round with the fungicides. I haven't found it local yet. I got to search it down, so I want to go ahead and get the fungicide on this, and I come here every week so I can come back and spray the broadleaf on it when I get it. Looking at what I got on me today, I mean, obviously I'm gonna get the fungicide out with some MFT in it, and probably a celiprin, and I would like to put a weed control in it. What I got on hand, I can either I got some tenacity, quite a bit, and some like triplet, triad, something like that. Just a amine 3-way. I could mix the tenacity and the amine 3-way. Oh, I forgot, I do have Shore Power. A spot spray with some Shore Power. I'm gonna get Shore Power to do the rest of them with, so maybe I'll stick to the theme and spot spray with some Shore Power. Canada Ride, when he came up to visit the shop, he gave me this sample here. I tried it once already, but it was a little early. I spot sprayed some, and they warn you that it's for summer after the grass is hardened off. But me, you know, I thought, oh yeah, my Fescue special, it's tough. Well, I sprayed some early in the spring, and it killed the weeds, but it turned the grass brown in the spots I sprayed for about 3 weeks, but the grass recovered. But now it's the end of June, almost July, so I'm sure the grass is prepared for it. So I'm going to flip the coin if I'm going to spot spray with Shore Power after I spray the fungicide concoction, or if I'm just going to mix a 3-way and tenacity in the permagreen and go ahead and spray the whole thing. There's a fair bit of weeds out here, but I think I'm going to spot spray Shore Power. The stuff, the high rate on it, I think is about 3.5 pints an acre. That would shake out in the, and here we go with head math. So since we do have to figure 1,000 square foot for spot spray in here, my quick head math here would say that that's about 1.25 ounces per 1,000. I think I'm gonna spot spray with 1 ounce a gallon or per 1,000 with this in my flow zone. There we go. All right, I'm gonna mix the fungicide concoction and get that down. I'll tell you what that'll be. Stand by. This fungicide application is gonna be mostly dictated by what I remember to bring with me, but it's going to be 20 ounces of azoxystrobin, 16 ounces of 41% propiconazole, 32 ounces of Subvert MFT. Get the peptide power and the micros in there, and your favorite insect control. In this case, I'm going to put a Celiprin in with it. What else am I going to put in there? And I'm going to use a good surfactant for fungicides, and in this case it's the Promote from Maharan. I've been using a lot of the Hook surfactant on my weed control applications. I kind of like that stuff too, so that would be a good option for you and probably much easier for you to find. I'm going to get cracking on this. I'm going to get it mixed up and spray it. And of course I'm going to it's about 1 acre here. I'm gonna get just a light dusting, 100 pounds of X Green, the 818. Pow. I bumped up that azoxystrobin rate a little bit, like I said, to 20 ounces versus the 16. It's not that much more, and the azoxystrobin is really your big time actor on controlling and curing patch funguses, which is, you know, what we're mainly going to be working with here. And it's not as hard on the turf as the propiconazole. If I'm going to bump one of them up, it's going to be the azoxystrobin. I really don't like what a full rate, which is 32 ounces of that high active propiconazole does to the turf. It's really hot. It beats up the turf bad. Bringing the thunder too, boys. I don't get this out. Got my gloves on, Jim Beverage. I got some stuff on them too. They saved my life. Semper Force, it's hand glove of badasses. I can't hear, I got these things on. Burn down. All right, now I'm gonna get down to the shore power part of this for sure. I'm gonna flow zone it out there, but what shore power is pretty new. You've probably, if you've seen all these silly videos I make, you probably saw where Canada Rod made a good explanation of what it is. But with New Farm, pretty much anytime you see a good triclopyr, fluroxapyr formulation, it comes from New Farm. So what this one is you've got a triclopyr ester and a fluroxapyr ester, and their 2,4-D ester I think is in it, yeah, obviously, and like 30-some% 2,4-D ester. But you have a tiny little amount of a product that New Farm puts out that is a Bermuda grass pre-emergent, actually a very powerful pre-emergent called flumioxazin. And the flumioxazin is very penetrative, so that's why, you know, when the grass isn't hardened off in the spring, and I sprayed that grass with in the spring, it turned it brown because the cuticles were not tough enough to resist that. But this flumioxazin will get this 2,4-D triclopyr and fluroxapyr through those waxy cuticles on the weeds and take them out. But people are saying they've been seeing some really solid results with the shore power, even working, you know, knocking back some crabgrass. And if you combine it with something like quinclorac, you're definitely getting in there, taking out that crabgrass. So I'm gonna try to take you along and show you some of these weeds we're spot spraying, and then we'll check back on them and see how effective we were. Well, I can tell you what I sprayed in the spring. I sprayed some Creeping Charlie. It sent that stuff to Creeping Charlie heaven. It killed it quick. All right, let's check them out. Okay, my least favorite part about spot spraying is just walking around and remembering where I've been and where I haven't been. This is buttonweed. We're gonna lay some paint on it. More buttonweed. More buttonweed. It's a patch right up in this area. All right, let's see what else I can find. This looks like maybe some ground ivy in here. All right, I don't know what the hell that is. Looks like some kind of aquarium plant. I don't think it's gonna get that. Nothing else over there. A good bit of it back here. My head's in it, I think. I can't see this thing. The wild violet right there. I think that's that right there. You can even see it. There's an oak tree. There you go. Exciting fungicide application, some mowing, some weed eating, and then a little bit of bite spraying, some shore power spot spraying. Well, I'll follow up in a week or two on this and see if I got brown spots the size of this spray nozzle all over the yard, or if the weeds died. Appreciate y'all watching. I'll check you out next time.